Plaintiff Sean Haskins dated the defendant, and they lived together. Sean claims the defendant was $17,000 in debt, so he gave her 4 loans to help her out. But he's suing because she failed to repay the loans. Defendant Karen Mary says the only reason she's being sued is because she recently got full custody of her son after a 4-month battle with Sean. Karen insists the money from Sean was a gift, and therefore she doesn't owe him anything.
Start with you.
Okay, so in October of 2012, Karen and myself met each other while we were at work. By November, we started dating. And in December, because of her situation, we moved in together. New Year's Eve of December of 12, we went to a party, and she had had too many shots, got a little frisky, well, a lot frisky.
Wow.
And by January, we found out that we were going to have a child together. So
you didn't get frisky.
Well, wow. Anyway.
How was it living together?
In the beginning, it was great. You know, I would cook dinner, she would cook dinner. I would do the dishes, she would do the dishes. She would clean, I would clean. It was a give and take back and forth. In June of 2013, she had credit card bills. She asked to borrow some money from me, and at that time, I loaned her $450 to make a payment towards her credit card debt.
Okay. Let me allow her to give some background first. Ma'am?
First of all, I believe that we're here today because I just gained full custody of our son.
That's not true at all.
We spent the last 4 months in a custody battle where Sean had spent a lot of money trying to fight for custody of our son. We spent the last 4 months in a custody battle where Sean had spent a lot of money trying to fight for custody of our son.
Plaintiff Sean Haskins is suing his ex-girlfriend, who claims she's only in court because she recently got full custody of her son after a 4-month battle with Sean.
Why'd you break up when things were so perfect?
Sean had brought up to me about moving to Pennsylvania. My entire support system is there, my family. By the time I did eventually move, March of 2015, he had decided he was not going to join us at all. He did not want to move to Pennsylvania.
With all this love, she cleaned to this and I cleaned to that, and then she cooked to this and I made that. But when she said she wanted to move around the corner, you can go. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen like that whatsoever. In February of 2015, I had purchased a home for us, so we didn't have to move into Pennsylvania because we were in some financial difficulties.
Which you didn't tell me about.
I did tell her about it, and she
had she mentioned Pennsylvania to you
yes,
early?
Yes, we had both.
And you had agreed?
We had both talked about having to move to Pennsylvania.
Did you agree?
Because of our financial stability.
Did you agree
to move there? No.
Okay. Well,
we were thinking about our options at the time.
No, she said she wanted to. Is that what you just told me?
I did. The idea was actually his at first, that I take our son and move and get set, and that he would join us.
And he changed his mind.
Yes.
And you didn't?
No.
All right, so let's get to the loans.
So on the loan, the first $450 loaned her towards so she can start making her payments. The other $1,000, 4 days after our son was born.
When?
In September of 2013. 4 days after our son was born, she needed to borrow $1,000 to start her debt consolidation so we can help get herself out of debt.
Because I was on maternity leave.
And that was 4 days after the baby was born?
Yep, 4 days after.
Right. That's nice. Give the mother of your child a loan.
Yep.
I'm so happy the gift I'll give you is a loan.
It was never a gift. I never said it was a gift.
It was a loan.
It was a loan.
Now, when is the next time?
So in February of 2014, she was short because she was off of work for her maternity leave.
She was off because of your child, so go ahead.
Our child, correct. And she wasn't able to keep up on her bills, and she asked to borrow another $300 to help pay for her insurance and some of her credit card debt.
You loaned her $300. All right.
No.
The reason she didn't have it is because of her maternity leave, which was for you all's child.
Well, yes, but
yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Wasn't working
Your
at the
next
time.
loan is what? That's all I'm saying is the facts, sir.
That's fine.
Just the facts. You can make it sound good and pretty it up all you want to, but the main facts are what you initially said. I had to loan her $300 because she didn't have the money because she had been on maternity leave. What's the next loan, sir?
Okay, and then in March of 2015, When she decided to leave, I had a custody agreement drawn up so we would have something on paper for our son, and she needed to borrow $1,000 to be able to move to Pennsylvania, which I in turn helped her move, pack, drive out there, borrowed her the money, and then came back assuming that everything was supposed to be the way it was, the way we had it written up in the agreement. And then,
You have that agreement today?
Yes, I do, sir.
And let's see that, please. All right, and since March of 15, how much have you paid per month in child support?
I paid $350 a month.
Didn't fall behind?
1 month in December, I did not pay because she neglected to bring my child.
You called it up, obviously.
Yeah.
He was punishing me for not bringing our son out to Illinois.
All right, man, what do you say to these loans?
I honestly believe that we were in a relationship together as a team. We both paid bills. I did carry him on my health insurance for a year. I paid the premiums for that. He kept
Did you ever agree to repay him any of these things?
No.
By the way, sir, when were those loans to be paid?
I didn't have a specific date set up.
And you only decided to sue when?
Well, I decided to sue when I became financially unstable myself,
Yeah.
and she had...
When was that? That you decided to sue?
Past couple months.
And what happened to your financial situation?
Well, on Christmas of 2015, I thought I would be getting a Christmas card or something from my son in the mail, and instead I get a summons saying that she's fighting me for full custody of our son. So at that time, I was dumbfounded, had to get an attorney, and the attorney, because it was not a state case, cost me $40,000+ to even start it.
All right. Did he ever ask you for any of this money back?
Yes.
When?
When I had first moved to Pennsylvania, March of 2015, along with...
How much did he ask you for?
$5,000.
And hadn't he just loaned you $1,000 or given you $1,000?
For the trip to Pennsylvania, yes.
On Christmas of 2015, I thought I would be getting a Christmas card or something from my son in the mail, and instead I get a summons saying that she's fighting me for full custody of our son.
Plaintiff Sean Haskins is suing his ex-girlfriend, who claims she's only in court because she recently got full custody of her son after a 4-month battle with Sean.
How did you think she was going to pay it?
Eventually, she would be out of debt. I wanted her to pay it back because she owed it.
All right.
I mean, that was part of our agreement.
So that's what he was asking for?
With the custody paperwork, he sent a bill with it, and I'm not exactly sure. A few months later, maybe 6 months later, so he sent me with one of the child support checks. He was paying child support. He sent me another bill saying that maybe he could withhold child support until it was paid off. And I won't even lie, I kind of ignored it. I didn't even really believe that.
Why?
That he expected me to pay back. Like I said, in the relationship, it was give and take. We were a team. We were both paying bills.
You all weren't together anymore, March of 15, when he gave you $1,000.
Not essentially, no.
No, we broke up in February.
Right. It wasn't give and take then.
No.
You all
that
weren't
was for
together,
him to help. And that, like I said, he helped me move to Pennsylvania. He packed the truck. He helped pay
Did he help you with any child support that same month?
Not that same month.
I gave her a $1,400 check for a few months, and not just the first month. I gave her $1,400.
No, in March, when she was moving.
I gave her $1,400 towards child support for the next 3 months
June,
because she had to settle into her job and do other things, and I figured $1,400 would be...
You gave it to her as she was moving?
Yep. Actually, when we left that house, when we left her residence in Pennsylvania...
And you made reference to he sent you something listing the loans or listing the amount?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign something regarding that?
No, he literally just mailed them to me, essentially.
As part of a lawsuit, you're saying?
No.
No, I sent it
Just
to
a
her
letter.
afterwards. I did an itemized, I went down the list and just sent it to her with
And you ignored it?
And she didn't respond to it, and I've asked her several times if she was going to pay back any of it.
He's asked you again?
Yes.
And what have you told him since?
Same thing.
She doesn't know what to do.
I don't feel I owe him.
The first loan I gave her was specifically put on there that it was a loan. I mean, that was the first one, and then as we were going on...
Ma'am, did you receive a check saying that something was a loan?
Yes, I believe he wrote it in the comments section on the check. And that was for my initial startup for the debt consolidation I started.
No, it was not.
My first payment.
But you say you didn't, none of it was a loan. You contradicted yourself, ma'am.
I did need the money.
Pardon
at
me?
the time. I did need the money at the time to pay the bills.
All you had to do is tell the truth today. All you had to do is say, well, that $450, Your Honor, out of all the money he's asking for, yes, $450 of it, I agreed to pay back. It was a loan. Instead, you say, nope, never, nothing. till I bust you. Judgment for the plaintiff, ma'am. Be honest next time you go to court. $2,750 is your judgment.
I really wish that you would just pay back the money that you know you borrowed, and I'm glad that now that this is over with, we can move past it, and I'm hoping that, you know, our son does not feel the wrath of our troubles.
He will not feel the wrath of anything. He is absolutely fine, and I just hope we can just continue to parent together and raise an awesome child.